lays it in. Grace Jackson Davis, who started the game like just 6 minutes, trying to block it. Good shot by Draymond Green. And the other way, McDaniels driving to Jackson Davis. Gets it up. Front rim hit and tipped in by Randall.
Julius Randall that time coming right down the middle. I like the intensity that Minnesota has right now to start the third quarter.
Majewski drives, slotted away, Gobert. Edwards driving, throws it away. Anthony Edwards really struggling offensively. Big picture of this series. You've been good in the second half, games 1 and 2, but overall it just doesn't look like the Anthony Edwards we saw in the playoffs in the first round.
He looks indecisive. He's in between moves. He didn't know right there what he wanted to do. Started to go downhill. I thought he could have gotten to a little step back in the lane or a floater. And once he got up in the air, he immediately started looking on the perimeter, and miscommunication with he and Mike Conley.
Foul on Randall, bumping Draymond Green. That's 2 on Randall. First time in franchise history that the Minnesota Timberwolves have made the conference semis in consecutive years. Their victory in the first round over the Lakers was just their 5th ever series win. They were an expansion team 35 years ago. Lost to Dallas in the conference finals last year. Winner of this series moves on to the conference finals to play either Denver or Oklahoma City. Field misses a 3. Rebound McDaniels. Golden State won the play-in to get here. And won at Houston in the 2-7 matchup in the first round. In Game 7, Conley floats it up. Gobert pitches, goes back up. Missed the shot. Hope to Conley. Now out to Randall. Randall. Beats Edwards for the slam. Warriors get it up the floor quickly. That ends a stretch of 7 consecutive misses for Anthony Edwards.
Great read on the weak side. He saw all the attention that Julius Randle was getting in the paint. Nobody touches him on the cut.
Hield misses a 3. Kept alive again, this time by Majewski. Third chance opportunity. Great defense, McDaniels. Good hands, Butler. Missed the shot. Gobert altered that. Minnesota looking to run. No fast break points in the first half. Conley missed the 3. Jackson Davis ahead to Butler. Majewski wide open. 3 is gone. No threes in the first half. 2 threes in 3 minutes in the second half.
Well, Golden State finally had numbers in the open floor. Jimmy Butler looked over his shoulder. He saw Majewski teeing one up there on the wing. He finally gets one to fall.
Gobert going to get called for a foul, or are they going to say it's on Green? Both Green and Draymond and Rudy Gobert are saying challenge this. I don't think either guy knew who the foul was on. Now they're saying it's on Green, and that's 3 on him. Steve Kerr looking to his back bench, and he's going to challenge it. But initially, both guys looked to their coaches to challenge. They weren't sure who Scott Foster called the foul on. Looked like it was on Gobert. That'd be 4 on him. They called it on Green. Back in a moment.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook has you covered all playoffs long. Keep up with big-time matchups, get daily profit boosts, and tell exclusive picks from Stephen A. Smith. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Sign up with promo code HOOPS.
Thank you, Juan.
Warriors trivia, and I'm here with a lucky fan. What is your name?
David.
All right, David. So we're going to jump right into it. You've been a fan since day 1.
Since day 1.
All right. Well, let's go and check out your knowledge here. The first question: what year did the Warriors win their first NBA championship in franchise history? Was it A, 1947, B, 1954?
Hello.
1975 or B, 2015?
Welcome to my life.
And David?
I think they were in Philadelphia.
Let's see if it's correct. That's right, and you got it right. The Philadelphia Warriors. Let's go, David. All right, next question. Who holds the NBA record for most points scored in an overtime period in a playoff game? A. Draymond
Thank you,
Green.
Horn.
B. Chris Mullin. C. Stephen Curry. Or D. Rick Barry. Fans.
I think it was Steph Curry.
Is it Stephen Curry? That's right, it is Stephen Curry. David with the win. And guess what, David? You're going home with an autographed basketball by Stephen Curry himself. Congratulations. That's how we do the Warriors playoff trivia.
Hey, Dub Nation, every home game this year, your Golden State Warriors and Kaiser Permanente are hosting special guests who play a vital role in supporting the Bay Area community. Tonight we welcome Mobilize Love. We are proud to have you as part of Thrive Zone, hosting our community on home court with Kaiser Permanente.
Speaking of Hyperrealistic, we want to give a huge thank you for these wonderful members to every t-shirt. For your favorite that you want, make some noise.
Steve Kerr decides not to challenge, so foul on Draymond Green. Let's bring in Steve Javie. Steve, should he have challenged? Was this a Green foul or a Gobert foul?
Yeah, I know, Dan, you're watching a lot of things at the end here, guys. When Gobert is actually I think he's protecting himself, does push Draymond a little. I think Kerr is smart, because what I see is Draymond just bull rushing him, as you can see now in the replay, bull rushing Gobert, pushing him backwards. Does Gobert push at the end? Absolutely. But it's too close to challenge here. I think the challenge would have been, overturned.
Thank you, Steve. So third foul on Green. Gobert, this would have been his fourth if it had been challenged and overturned. Shot clock at 1, and it's going to be a 24-second violation. That is turnover number 12 by Minnesota. 1 point lead for the Wolves, 3.5 minutes in to the second half of game 3 with the series tied at 1 apiece.
Always frustrating when you come out of a timeout situation and you don't execute. And don't even get a shot up. Give yourself an opportunity for offensive rebound.
Kaczynski's 3 in now, and Gobert with his 11th rebound. Minnesota led by 10 points on 2 different occasions in the first half. The Warriors' largest lead was at halftime, 2 points. Randall on the back down, working hard against Green. Randall ripped the ball away. Cleared by Butler.
Great defense by Draymond Green, standing his ground, sliding his feet, and then matching strength with strength to force Julius Randle into a deeper shot than it looked like he was going to get when that possession started.
Foul on Conley is his second. The Warriors are saying that he was in the act of shooting, but they're not going to get that call. Set out of bounds.
Yeah, this is just Draymond Green showing you what he is capable of. Look at the lateral movement. Always has one hand up, even while he's sliding his feet. And then basically, Julius Randle knows he hit a brick wall, so he goes to the fadeaway. You can't do it better than that for Draymond Green.
Green will be named all defense when it's announced. Obviously, with the year he has, finishing 3rd in DPOY voting, it'll be his 9th all defensive team. Butler against Ant-Man. Shot clock at 7. Butler, oh, what a spin! Jimmy Butler, the OG, on the young guy with the spin and finish.
Actually thought he's had a couple opportunities for that exact move. Rudy Gobert turned his head for a split second. Jimmy Butler took advantage of it.
Great defense, Draymond Green, knocking away that alley-oop attempt. Warriors by 1. Kaczynski, great job by Conley fighting through that screen. Now Jackson Davis missed the layup, the follow dunk by Hield, and they wave it off and say a foul. Foul on Minnesota on the drive. No basket.
Here's Jimmy Butler in that one-on-one situation. This is just lightning quick, perfect footwork. And Rudy Gobert was on the weak side, and he was looking out to the perimeter. By the time he turned his head back around, Jimmy Butler was laying that in.
The 35-year-old against the 23-year-old Edwards. This free throw by Jackson Davis. Gobert just picked up his fourth foul. He's going to go to the bench. Naz Reid will come in. So it's a smaller lineup, but instead of a shot blocker, they got a three-point shooter as your backup five.
Different look defensively without Gobert, but Golden State did not do a very good job attaching themselves to Naz Reid when he came into the game in the first half. It's a different defensive responsibility on your rotations when Naz Reid is on the floor. You've got to anticipate it and get to those closeouts quicker.
Reid was a factor. He started to ignite the team when he came in the first quarter. That was one of those 10-point leads because of him. He made a couple threes, but he got foul trouble and sat for most of the rest of that first half. He's got three for DiVincenzo, 4 for Gobert. Reid has 3 for the Warriors. A reach-in foul here on Butler. That'll be his second, and the second team foul. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. ESPN Deportes. Bryce Harper and the Phillies took on their weekend series against the Guardians. Philadelphia, Cleveland. Sunday Night Countdown starts it off at 6. Baseball tonight, Sunday Night Countdown. Alex Rodriguez and Barry Bonds, 2 of the best to ever do it. Obviously, many of the years for Bonds spent here with San Francisco, and Alex Rodriguez part of the ownership group for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Not sure what the reason is for the stoppage here. Saying 2 free throws, I think Golden State thought it was a second on balance. Reaching foul. Edwards will shoot 2.
You know, we didn't get a look at that replay, but I think that's what they're talking about right here, an argument about Anthony Edwards drove down the lane and there was contact about the foul line area. Did he get that ball up off the floor into a shooting motion? I think that's what Golden State was debating.
Anthony Edwards just 10 points, 4 of 13 from the floor, 1 of 6 from 3, and 1 of 3 at the free throw line. He gets that one. His 35th career playoff game, that's second most ever by a Minnesota player behind Kevin Garnett, who played in 47. You do wonder about the ankle. Remember, he hurt it in game 2, hurt it also in the first round. He has not looked like himself. He always plays through injury. As Butler backs it home, and Golden State has its largest lead of the game.
Jimmy Butler realizes as soon as Rudy Gobert went over to sit down, he knows he's going to put his head down and get to the rim.
Blocking foul on Draymond Green, and that's 4 on him. Cooper has a challenge, looking to his back bench, and yep, now he's going to challenge it. And he's signaling a couple of times, I think, because the first time it may have been a little late. We're just making sure Scott Foster saw it that time. They'll challenge whether this was a defensive foul on Draymond Green or an offensive foul. Back in a moment.
Timeout's been called. Challenge ruling on the floor.
Hello, Chloe.
determine that the defender was not in the path.
Welcome back to the NBA playoffs presented by Google in San Francisco for the conference semifinals delivered by Chipotle. Unsuccessful challenge by Steve Kerr. So Draymond Green has 4 fouls.
I disagree with this one. I think, what more can you do if you're Draymond Green? He closes out properly, takes away the left hand. He's sliding. He gets that left hand in a little bit to Julius Randle's waist, but the majority of that contact was created by Julius Randle with that off arm. So that's unfortunate for Draymond Green, unfortunate for Steve Kerr as well, because I thought he had a legitimate challenge there.
So won't be able to use a challenge in a late game situation and potentially close game. Draymond
I'm good.
Green, just 2 points.
I'm good, man. How are you?
On the defensive end. Obviously, he's been good on defense all year, but adding Jimmy Butler, when they got Butler, it was the #1 defense in the NBA after the trade. We are seeing that in this game. Edwards gets the layup. He attacked that time, 13 points.
And he hasn't done much with his jump shot. For his last 2 baskets, they come from a weak side slash. Once on a weak side time for a dunk, that time a back cut, able to get to his left-handed finish.
And you mentioned, we haven't seen a step back 3 as Butler is fouled. And we speculated that maybe, even though Edwards plays through injury, that the ankle is an issue.
He just seems to be a little bit reluctant to get into that step-back deep shot. He averaged over 10 three-point attempts a game. He only had, in the regular season, only 9 total in the first 2 games, 6 tonight. But he just doesn't look that sure of that shot. Now, he's finding other ways here over the last couple of minutes to score with his weak side cutting ability, but I think his jump shooting is going to play a factor in the outcome of this game.
Here's Katie.
Yeah, guys, Ian said after game 2 he's not taking enough threes. He said, I don't know what it is. They don't let me shoot threes. They let me get to the rim, which is kind of weird. I've got to get back to working on my finishing and stop working on my threes if they're not going to let me shoot them.
He's just got 1 3-pointer. Against the league in made 3 during the regular season. Randall missed the scoop. And here comes Golden State at the midway point of the 3rd quarter, up 2. Winner takes a 2-1 series lead. Butler's got a game-high 23 points for Golden State. Driving Aaron Reed, got deep, lefty shot is good off the window.
Reed's just taking the ball right into the chest of whoever's in front of him. But now so barrel on the floor.
Edwards pull-up jumper is good. Back-to-back baskets for Anthony Edwards. Starting to heat up here in the 3rd.
And sometimes paint buckets can get you going with your jump shots. If Anthony Edwards and you see the ball go in.
Kaminga counting the pivot foot down. Butler tries. Reverse layup, no good. But under the basket that time, he could not get it to roll home.
I actually didn't think he needed to go to the other side. I think he could have shot that with his left hand and finished that unimpeded. He did a little bit extra with that reverse layup, had too much English on it. Yeah, I think right here, when he turns the corner, Julius Randle's not positioned, actually concedes it. I think he thought that Julius Randle was going to jump. He didn't. Jimmy Butler took it to the other side, made that opportunity much more difficult.
Meanwhile, a foul on Peyton. Anthony Edwards shooting 2. He missed the first free throw. Upcoming playoff schedule brought to you by Avis. Denver up 2-1 in Oklahoma City. Game 4 on ABC tomorrow. In Cleveland, even up things with Indiana on TNT tomorrow. 2-1 Pacers. NBA draft lottery Monday night, followed by Knicks and Celtics with New York up 2-1. And Game 4 of this series, Minnesota and Golden State. So Anthony Edwards.
Hello guys, I'm gonna restart the live
So 1-point game. He's got the points for the Wolves.
in a second, okay? If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe. If you are joining my live now, I'm gonna restart the live. So kindly subscribe and then I'll see you in a second. Bye.